Hey everybody, welcome back to Champion Sons and our NCAA Football series with the Texas Tech Red Raiders. Now, before we jump into the season and looking at our depth chart, I do want to go over a couple of recruits we were able to snatch up at the 11th hour. First recruit that we're going to look at here, and you're seeing the highlight tapes of, is going to be Justin Jones out of Orlando. He is a receiver. He was looking at a school like UCF, right? But when UCF made it into the Big 12, he basically had bigger eyes for bigger things that could be done. Now, his school wasn't one of the biggest schools in Florida, and, with the way some of those high schools are in Florida and, the fact they have the IMG Academy, a lot of attention was not given to him. Based off his size, he's not the biggest receiver. He does have decent speed, but he's not the fastest. What he does have is he's got a great set of hands, and he's got toughness. He's got grit, something that we look for. He fights for that extra yard. He's able to make that cut and run after the ball. And so we, in the last minute, got to speaking with him, and we were able to convince him to come over to our school. And so he will be joining us here in Lubbock. And this one was, I think, a pretty quality pickup for us to snatch here. And the final hours of signing day and of recruitment. And now we're going to take a look at another youngster we were able to get up. And this is going to be just incredible here. He is a quarterback out of Hawaii. And he's someone that I think fits our scheme pretty well. He's got decent arm strength. You expect a kid like this to be recruited by USC, but once again, another smaller high school out of Hawaii. He's got some mobility. He doesn't really fit what they're trying to do in Hawaii, or generally USC gets a lot of players out of that area, or the Pac-12 does for the most part. But he fits what we'd like to do in Lubbock as well. And then with us being able to snatch up the national title in the last season, he was kind of an underdog, a dark horse, if you will. But as you can see, he can make some of the best throws. He makes every throw that we need, that we like to throw on. And he's got legs. He's mobile. He can move, so he fits our scheme incredibly well. He led his high school team to a state championship. And so this one really, I think, was a great last-minute pickup for us. And as you can see, look at right here with that mobility. And then another little additional thing that he offers is the toughness. Now, when you get to big boy college football, he may have to start sliding a little bit more. But he's got time to build up his strength and everything. He is third on our depth chart right now. Kennedy is a junior. Next year he'll be a senior. And Holt has returned for his senior season. So that is going to be something that I think plays really well for us. Now, we saw J.R. Kennedy as our starting running back. Taking a look at our receivers here, Cutler has returned. He's our number 196 overall. Kind of drop off a little bit with Rashad Davis, Joseph Fields, but then we get to Justin Jones, one of our freshmen. We've got a lot of young talent on the outside, which I think will play really well for us here going forward. Now, looking at our offensive line, we do have a lot of veteran leadership, but we have a lot of upperclassmen leadership coming into this season. And that, I think, is going to play pretty well for us. There were times that Holt did have to scramble because he had no other choice. But for right now, I think we've got stuff pretty well handled on the offensive line. Now, looking at the defense, Wilson and Armstrong do return to claim their spot on the outside edges. That is a duo that I look forward to seeing greatly. They wreaked havoc last season coming off those edges, and I think they're poised to do that again this year as well. Defensive tackle, we will have to make up some space on and look at trying to pull some guys in from recruiting or even possibly the transfer market. Linebacker, nothing too talented. Aaron Johnson, he is a senior. He made a name for himself last season. He has returned back. He's a 90 overall. He is going to be our leader coming out of that front seven. for us this season. Now, defensive back, once again, we got a lot of speed out there, so I'm fairly confident with our speed. The talent-wise, we are kind of dipping off as far as overall scores. Last season, we were able to compensate with that. This season, we need to make sure, that we don't just rely on that. We need to be prepared for stuff as well. Now, I did notice that we had a free safety in as our fifth defensive back and a cornerback, so I'm just putting Spence in where he belongs. Let's get that kid in there, get an actual guy playing his position. Now, Anderson, he is here once again. He played excellent for us last season. He's a hard hitter. He's a smart guy, and I think he'll have a great year coming up. And looking at our schedule, it's not the easiest schedule in the world. It's definitely not the most difficult either, I'll say that. But we do start out playing against USC in Dallas at Jerry's World as our standard. But then we follow up with Cincinnati and North Texas before we hit our first bye week. And then we really dive into a lot of Big 12 play at that point. We're on the road at Kansas, at Iowa State, back home versus the Wildcats before we travel down to Austin for our standard annual rivalry game against the Longhorns. Then we finish off with UCF, Houston, TCU, and then 2 games on the road at West Virginia and at Baylor. So that will be a tough finish to the season, but right now, since that's on down the road, we got to focus on what's in front of us, and that is the start to this season here, as we are going to be facing off against the number 7 SoCal Trojans. Now, we won the national title last year, so for us to drop to number 9, that's kind of a kick in the teeth a little bit. We lost a lot of guys on defense, so I get it in a sense, but still, we were number 1. We should at least be in the top 5, but they booted us down to number 9. And we got a great test. USC is a great test to be facing off against. They are top 10. It's something that will allow us to showcase what we can do, and it's going to give us an opportunity to see where we are as a team this year. Are we going to be in dogfights every single week? Or, do we have that potential to run away with some games? Where do we have our weaknesses? You hate to find them out in this type of game, though, where you could lose easily because of them. But, you need to know it. This is a good test for us to see where we stand. So let's go ahead and jump on into it. We are here in the first quarter, 7.5 minutes ago, already trailing 7-0 here as USC just went down the field with ease. And now we're rolling out, and Holt's going to find Davis coming over the middle for a big play. Davis booting men down to the ground, and he's going to be brought down finally at around the 10-yard line. Ooh, Rashad Davis finally got open. Holt used his legs to give that man time, and Davis comes through, gets out into some open space in those zones, and he's going to make that catch. And good run after the catch. Physical, tough run, and he's brought down, and they're going to mark him just outside the 10-yard line here. So 1st and 10 at the about 7-minute mark. It's going to be an option keeper. Holt to the left side. Holt's going to be brought down. They're not going to give him anything. It looked like he at least got a yard. But they are not going to give him anything. Cedric Scales on the tackle for the Trojans. So 2nd and 10 here inside the red zone for the Red Raiders, a first time on offense. Holt's going to be in a shotgun, 4 wide. He's got the snap. Fires it over to Joseph Fields, who makes the catch after a gain about 4 yards. Let's give it 5 yards because they're marking us down with a 3rd and 5 here at the 6-yard line. And so this one is a big play. We're trailing by 7. We have to be smart. We cannot allow any stupid mistakes here. Now Holt's going to come out in a shotgun, spread him out. 4 wide once again. Kennedy offset to his right side. He has the snap. He stands over. Pressure comes. Rolling out to his right. Throws it over the middle, and that one's deflected. Almost intercepted. Threw it across his body. Not the smartest play to make. But that does he escapes out of that one, and that brings up 4th and 5 here as Harris returns to put that one through the uprights and make the score now 7-3, still trailing. But taking a look at what happened else in the Big 12, West Virginia losing to Texas State by 16. That is a shameful performance by a Big 12 team. And now Florida State took out North Carolina, California takes out Southern Miss, and Washington beats Virginia 51-48, a shootout up there. And so let's jump right back into this after that score update here, as USC will have the ball with a 1st and 10 at about the 22-yard line. Rollins drops back. Pressure comes, and Rollins is going to go down. Sacked for a loss of 9 yards. Pat Herron comes on the cornerback blitz, finds his way through the line, and just makes the hit before Rollins knew what was coming at him. That is how we like to play defense right there. Get fast, quick pressure on the quarterback. And he goes down quickly with a 9-yard loss. So 2nd and 19 here. The Trojans leading 7-3. Rollins comes out under center. 2 tight ends set. He's going to hand it off to Houston to the left side, and Houston's going to be bottled up. They give him 5 yards on that. Looked more about 3, but he's had a pretty good day so far. 4 rushes for 37 yards on the afternoon. Or really evening time, I guess it is. So 3rd and 14 is where it stands at the 17-yard line here. The Trojans they're going to need a big play to at least get out of their side of the field. And Rollins in the shotgun has the snap. Good blocking. Pressure comes late. Rollins gets rid of it at the last second. And he goes down. Pass falls incomplete. He's only 1 for 4 on the day for 15 yards. So good job by this Red Raider defense here to keep all these receivers sealed up. And that's what that speed can do for us. And that will force them to punt, as Williams is going to be the return man. And he takes it to the left, cuts it back to the right, but is caught up pretty quickly on there. Picks up only 7 yards on that return. So here we go now with another offensive drive here for the Red Raiders coming out to the field. And Holt, he's had a little bit of a slower start in this one, but, that sometimes does happen. Comes out in a pistol formation, hands it off to Kennedy, cuts left, and Kennedy's going to pick up 9 yards. We've had a couple great running backs. Chris Birch was our guy last season, and he did a phenomenal job for us. Kennedy's got some big shoes to fill, but we really got to figure out how to use him best with his rushing style, and that may take us a couple games. Now on 2nd and 1, Holt hands it to Kennedy up again. Big hole to the left side. Kennedy tries to take it out wide and gets put to the turf. But, hey, he picks up enough for the 1st down. He's got 20 yards on 4 rushes here in this one. 1 minute remaining in the first quarter. Red Raiders do have the ball, trailing by 4, 7-3. Holt with the snap now. He's going to drift to the right, fires it over to the left, and he gets Fields, who does get a foot down after about 5 yards. Fields coming across in that drag pattern had to find the space in the zone, and he finally does get the ball to him. 2nd and 5 now from about the 34-yard line. Holt is 4 of 8 on the day. And they're going to come out 4 wide in a shotgun once again. Holt, it's going to be an option. He keeps it right up the middle. Holt up the middle big time, all the way down to the 20-yard line. And it looks like they may mark him down at the 21. Holt's got 22 yards on 4 rushes now himself. And that option keeper went for a good one. And that gives us a brand new set of downs. And it looks like we're going to have to take this score into the second quarter here as we do let that one go. So 7-3 is how this quarter ends. USC had a good opening drive, but our defense has really been able to stick it to them since then. Getting pressure on Rollins and bringing them to the turf. So now here at the start of the second quarter, we are at the 21-yard line, just pushing the ball forward and just trying to make smart, good plays to keep ourselves in this game. This is the type of thing that can get out of hand quickly. So here we come out in a pistol formation, 3 wide. Holt, he has the snap. No pressure rolls out to his right. He's going to find Cutler coming across the field, and Cutler picks up 11 yards and a 1st down before he is thrown down to the turf. What a good play by Holt and Cutler to make that catch and hold on to it in traffic there. And that's going to give the Red Raider offense a new set of downs here with a 1st and 10. Holt 5 of 9 now for 73 yards. He's going to come out in the shotgun. We got 3 wide this time. He hands it off to Kennedy up the middle. Big hole. Kennedy lowering his shoulder. Whoo, that was a physical run that you like to see. Kennedy lowered his shoulder, booted the linebacker right off of him, and he got that one moving. So 2nd and 2 is where we are at about the 3-yard line. Holt's going to come out in a shotgun, 4 wide, 3 to the right. He's got the snap. Holt stares over, fires it to the left side. He's got Davis in the back of the end zone. Touchdown, Tech. Oh, my goodness. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Rashad Davis with the tiptoe catch in the back of the end zone. What a catch by that young man. His first time starting a game, really, as one of the primary targets, and he is paying dividends right there, giving us a lead now 10-7. Now, here we are a little later in the second quarter, the game is now tied 10-10. As the Red Raiders are back on offense, Holt stands in on a 4th and 3, and he's going to hit Joseph Fields for 16 yards. Risky play to make right there with 3 minutes to go in the second quarter, a 4th and 3. And we go for a mid-range passing route. We probably could have escaped and ran it a little bit earlier, but Holt gave his guys time. You know, we don't have the same group of speedsters that we did last season, so we may have to look to give our guys a little bit more time here to get open, and it pays off for them with a big 16-yard gain right there. Now on 1st and 10, Holt in a shotgun. It's going to be an option. He hands it off to Kennedy to the left side, who makes a move and picks up 7 yards on that rush. Kennedy looking like he's trying to find his footing right there. He's got 48 yards on 8 carries, averaging just at about the 6-yard mark on the evening. Under 2 minutes to go in the first half now. Red Raiders have a 2nd and 3, Holt in a pistol formation. It's going to be another option this time. He keeps it lower than his shoulder, and he's only going to pick up about 2 yards on that one and break it 3rd and 1. Well played by the Trojan defense, as they had an eye on him the whole way. It looked like a little stunt by the linemen or the linebackers. Ended up allowing them to be free to bring him down. So 3rd and 1, Holton shotgun. He's got the snap. He's going to scan over the field. Fires it to the left side. He's got Jones down the sideline and brought down at about the 4. The freshman Justin Jones picks up 14 yards on that one. He's got 42 yards on the day. He says no moment is too big for him, as he has a great play on that one to give us a new set of downs here. Under 1 minute remaining. Holt fires it over the middle. He's got Cutler in the end zone. Get your guns up, Lubbock. Oh, my goodness. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Holt fired it over to Cutler, and he got him into the end zone for the touchdown. And that is going to give us the lead 17-10 after this extra point gets booted through right here at halftime. What a great showing by this offense, fighting through the whole way. Now, the Trojans would put up a field goal there in the last second, so here at half it is going to be 17-13 here in this one, as we've got a nail-biter in the Big D. And so let's take a look at some of these halftime stats and halftime performances put on by both of these squads. Now, USC drove down the field and scored relatively easily on their first drive. We did have a little bit more difficulty having to settle for the field goal, but things have kind of opened up for us since then. We've been able to get pressure on Rollins, force him into some quick throws before he wants to, and then we are starting to find our spaces in those zones that this defense has given us, and that's really kind of opening up our offense a little bit, but we need to keep that momentum going. Looking at it, we are fairly even, 125 passing yards, 70 rushing yards for SoCal, 123 and 78 for our Red Raiders offense. So fairly even on both sides. This is a good matchup, and like I said, it would be a good test. Now, USC did get a field goal already here in the third quarter, so the score is 17-16, but we are on the move. Holt with an option keeper. Fighting forward, pushing guys down. Holt gets brought down after a gain of 14 yards. He's now got 44 yards on the ground today, and a brand new set of downs with the 1st and 10 here at the 24. 4.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Holt trying to keep our momentum. We kind of lost a little bit giving up that field goal, but this is an opportunity. Holt's going to have the ball snap. Pressure comes. He finds Cutler over the middle. Cutler pushing forward, and he's brought down. Could not keep the defender off for just long enough, but he gets brought down at about the 2 or the 3 yard line. They brought almost an all-out blitz. Cutler got free. And under immense pressure, Holt finds him and gets that one delivered to him, and he gets brought down at the 2. Almost had it into the end zone right there. So now 1st and goal from the 2. We come out in a shotgun. 3 receivers to the left side. Handed to Kennedy, who had a hole, but they closed it quickly. It looked like he got in, but apparently he got smashed into the turf. He's got 64 yards on the day, looking to get the first touchdown of his season right here on this one. 2nd and goal now from a yard. 3 feet away from pay dirt. That's what we're looking at. And here we come set to the line now as we are going to be in a shotgun. 4 wide once again. Holt, he's going to give it to Kennedy. One more opportunity, and it pays off. J.R. Kennedy into the end zone. Oh, my goodness. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Touchdown number 1 on this season for that young man. Kennedy lowered his shoulder. Physical run, pushing defenders into the end zone with him. And that would give us a lead 24-16 here in the 3rd. USC, though, not wanting to go away quiet. They are trying to push us back down the field. With all these quick little drop-offs, Rollins gets it to Marcus Mayo, who's tied in for 6 yards. Rollins is 14 of 24, 177 yards on the day. A really decent afternoon for him. But no scores, and that's the big part of it all. And so 2nd and 4 for this Trojan offense. As you can see, total yardage, we're about the same. 273 for the Trojans, 280 for the Red Raiders. As they come out, hand it off to the left side, and that one's just going to be brought down, but Houston does pick up the 4 yards needed. He's got 90 yards on 13 carries. He has had a hell of an evening rushing the ball today. That may be something, maybe a point of concern for us going forward, but we'll have to see how the rest of our season kind of shapes out. So 1st and 10 now for the Trojans as they come set at about the 25-26 yard line under center. Rollins has a snap, pressure, gets there, and they chase him down. Broderick Rollins sacked for a 3-yard loss. Aaron Johnson gets his first sack of the season. Comes up on that one, fought off the blocker, and he's going to bring Rollins down, and that makes it 2nd and 13 now here in this one. So 2nd and 13 at the 29-yard line now as we approach the final minute of the 3rd quarter. Rollins comes out under center, I formation, tight end to the left. He sends him Mayo in motion. Rollins, it's going to be a play action. Pressure's coming. He escapes it out to the left. No one's there. And he finds Goff on the left side, and Allen, looking like a fool, lets Goff go in to score. That was way too easy. Rollins gets his first touchdown. Goff, man, he has been kind of tearing up Allen in this game. Allen has really struggled. It's been one of his first games actually starting and playing here. So it may take him a minute. And, yeah, it's a tough test to get going with your first game. But you've got to do better than that. Then on the 2-point conversion, trailing by 2, they do convert it. They toss it out to Houston, who Allen puts him to the turf. It looks like took out some frustration, but allows him to get in anyway. So the game is tied here at 24 as we're now in the 4th quarter under 9 minutes to go. Holt drops back. He's going to find Fields coming over, who gets his head knocked off. I don't wonder how they're going to do that with these types of hits in this game. I wonder if in the new one they are going to have targeting hits in there. I doubt they will, but it'll be interesting to see if they actually do that. That, talk about what you can do with the hit stick, that might end up kind of keeping players from doing that one. So 2nd and 2 after Fields gets his head knocked off and screwed back on. And Holt hands it off to Kennedy up the middle. He's going to pick up 4 yards on that one. That'll give us a brand new set of downs here. Kennedy's got 70 yards on 15 rushes. Pretty good game number 1 for him. So 8 minutes to go now in the 4th quarter. We are still moving, and the time is still ticking away. Coming out in a pistol formation, 4 wide, 3 to the left. It's going to be an option. Holt keeps it himself up the middle. Holt pushing forward, and he's going to be brought down after a gain of 10 yards. They will not give us a first down. They only give us 10, but make it 2nd and inches. Holt now is 76 yards on the ground for himself. So now at the 17-yard line, 2nd and inches, the clock is continuing to move. Red Raiders come out in the shotgun. We are going 5 wide this time. Holt has a snap, scans over. He's going to take it himself, and he'll move forward. Holt, under the 10-yard line, brought down at about the 6. Tried to make a move and get that last little burst open, but unable to get free. but he does give us a first and goal at the 6. So now we are 6 yards away from pay dirt and reclaiming the lead in this one. As the Red Raiders come out in a pistol formation, 3 wide, Holt with the snap, fires it off to the right side. He's got Fields fighting his way in. Touchdown Tech. Oh, my goodness. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Joseph Fields fought his way, caught that ball on the quick little out route, and then had to fight his way into the end zone. Great individual effort by that young man. And with that extra point, we will claim the lead once again, 31-24 here. 6.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Now our defense has their turn to make something happen. As USC comes out under center, 2 tight end, they send 1 in motion across the formation. Rollins, he has the snap. It's going to be handed off to Houston. Houston's hit by Wells in the backfield, and he's going to be dropped for a 1-yard loss. Wells just busted through his lineman. He's kind of been beating them for the most part today. Just hasn't gotten very many pressure plays. But that one, he was able to get off his block and bring Houston down behind the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 11 now for this Trojan offense. And what are they going to do? We have got to keep fighting forward, got to keep putting the pressure on. Rollins comes out under center. He has the snap. Pressure comes again. He goes down. Broderick Rollins sacked for a loss of 7 yards. Aaron Johnson, sack number 2 on the night. And what a way to get his senior season started. What a campaign this young man is poised to have here this year. That's going to make it 3rd and 18 after that sack. What a shot at by Johnson. Now 3rd and 18, USC, they have got some real issues here. What are they going to do? They are at their 17-yard line. They cannot afford a turnover. You cannot afford another sack. I have no idea what they're going to try to pull off. So 3rd and 18, they're out in the shotgun. Rollins has the snap. Pressure gets there, and he's going to go down. Can you believe it? Oh, my goodness. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Ty Wilson comes blasting through, pure speed and power, and he brings Rollins down for a sack again. One thing they could not afford to have happen, it has happened right there. Wilson, he gets his 2nd sack on the night as well, and that brings up 4th and 25, and the Trojans will have to punt out of their own end zone. And so here we go. This is an opportunity for this Red Raiders offense as the punt gets booted up to Williams, who's going to make the catch, and he cuts out to the right. He's got space. Williams at the 30. He's going to be down the sideline. Williams hit and brought down finally at around the 10-yard line after 46 yards. What a punt return by that young man. Trey Williams gets us right there, right back in it again. And this game, I said these things can get out of hand kind of quickly, and it looks like that's trying to happen right now. 1st and 10 here for the Red Raiders, 10 yards away from the end zone. And Holt's going to come out in the shotgun, 4 wide, hands that one to Kennedy to the left. Big hole open. Kennedy picks up about 4 yards right there, and he's brought down, and that's going to make it 2nd and 6 here. Just going to be under 5 minutes to go in this one now, as the Red Raiders are letting the clock tick away here, but still making sure that we put points on the board. And here they come out in a shotgun, 3 wide, 2-back set. Send Kennedy in motion, hand it off to Chance up the middle. Chance, Josiah Chance, he's one of our athletes that we picked up in recruiting last season, comes in as our backup running back. We're going to be able to see what we can do about getting him the ball a little bit more often, seeing if we can't put him to work quickly in this season. Now 3rd and 1, under 4 minutes to go. We are 4 of 8 on 3rd down conversions, going in a goal line formation. Holt, he's got the power set up. He has the snap, hands it to Kennedy, fighting forward, touchdown Red Raiders. Oh my goodness. Oh baby, oh baby. Physical touchdown by Kennedy once again, as he got met at the line but pushed his way into the end zone. And that is going to give us a 14-point lead here after this extra point. Now Harris, he comes on, and he's going to boot that one through. And that is going to be 14 points right there. 3.5 minutes remaining in this game. The fans are fired up. Get your guns up, Lubbock, because that was all we needed to get the first win of the season. Now, Trojans would drive down and score a touchdown, but we would recover an onside kick, and we just kneel this one out from that point on. So win number 1 is in the books, ladies and gentlemen, beating a top 10 team. Holt had a great game, 297 yards. 3 touchdowns through the air. Kennedy finished him off on the ground with 2 touchdowns himself. So an overall great performance by this team. Holt almost getting the 100 yards on the ground. Not this time, but there will be others, I promise y'all. So what a great game. What a great way to start the season. A 38-31 victory over the number 7 USC Trojans. Now, we do have some stuff to figure out, especially with our defense, and you can see this play right here. Look at Allen looking like a fool on that one. So we'll have to see what we need to do to make adjustments to make his life a little bit easier. On the offensive side, I think we are pretty well good to go with a lot of the receivers. We have the running back Kennedy, and now even making sure we get Josiah Chance a couple shots there. See what we can't do about getting them some more opportunities to get the ball in to get scoring. And then our defense, it's really just setting them up with making their life easier, setting them up with deep in there on the other side, and allowing them some point differential also. Now, on that note, if y'all have not hit the subscribe button already, I would definitely suggest hitting that button and hitting the little bell notification icon for all Champ and Sons content, as this series is back underway after the slight delay to get to the Madden 23 series. We also have Madden 23 going right now, so stay tuned for all that. Be notified whenever we do upload any content to the channel. Thank y'all for visiting. Thank y'all for all the support y'all have shown the channel. It's been crazy. I can't tell y'all enough how much I really do appreciate it so much. So thank you once again. Just thank y'all. And on that note, everybody stay safe. And I'll see y'all in the next episode. And, well, y'all know how it goes by now, right? Later, y'all.